Imagine a young woman named Sarah. She has dreams to be a doctor, and it's shattered by an opioid addiction. Each day, she fights a battle that feels insurmountable. But to her, family, and friends, it often seems like a choice, one they don't understand. How many of us has judged someone like Sarah, believing they could simply just stop? This common misconception fuels stigma and misunderstanding around addiction. So what is the problem that brings us here today? Addiction is a serious issue that affects millions. It is often mischaracterized as a moral failing, something that they can't avoid and they can't help. The world is struggling with a misunderstanding of addiction, leading to stigma and inadequate support for those affected. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 2021, over 21 million Americans suffer from some form of addiction, yet only about 10% receive treatment. This statistic reveals a system failing to address a public health crisis that millions face. Addiction alters brain function, impairing judgment and decision making. This is not a matter of willpower, it's a medical condition that requires understanding and compassion and help with treatment. Sarah's story is not unique. Many are trapped in a cycle of addiction, facing judgment instead of empathy. For instance, a study by the Pew Research Center in 2020 showed that 63% of Americans do not believe addiction should be treated as a disease. Dr. Nora Volkow, director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse, states, "Addiction is a complex disease and is not just a failure of willpower," emphasizing the need for a compassionate response from us. There is a way to remedy the ills of our actions and perceptions surrounding addiction. We can change the narrative by educating ourselves and our communities about the neuroscience of addiction and aiding them to help overcome this. Start by educating yourself. Read articles, attend workshops, or engage in discussions that demystify addiction. Knowledge is power for us, and understanding the science behind addiction can foster empathy. You can also join or create community groups focused on addiction awareness. For example, organizations like Facing Addiction provide procedures, resources, and support for individuals and families affected by addiction. There's also a lot of local ones near us. Local ones like Celebrate Recovery at churches. There's a couple churches in Fresno that do these. You could advocate for policies that prioritize treatment over punishment. Supporting local initiatives aimed at increasing funding for rehabilitation programs. A report from the American Society of Addiction Medicine in 2022 shows that states investing in treatment have seen a significant reduction in overdose deaths. As you can see, the solution can make a difference. Us helping can make a difference. Imagine a world where addiction is viewed through a lens of empathy. Picture communities where support groups thrive, schools educate students about the complexities of addiction, and families are equipped with tools to support their loved ones instead of having them feel alone. A society that understands addiction as a chronic disease fosters compassion rather than stigma. With increased support, individuals like Sarah can find the help they need and reclaim their lives. The benefits are possible and we can turn them into reality. In conclusion, understanding addiction as a brain disease can dramatically change our perceptions and responses. To help grasp this understanding, I encourage you to take the following actions. First, educate yourself about addiction and its neuroscience. Resources like the National Institute on Drug Abuse are a great starting point. Local places and interventions in our town are a good way to gain knowledge on this as well. Next, engage with local organizations focused on addiction support and awareness. A lot of churches need the help, a lot of rehab centers need the help, and even homeless shelters need the help. Finally, advocate for policies that support treatment over punishment, making your voice heard in your community. As Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Let's strive to make our communities feel supported, understood, and empowered to overcome the challenges of addiction. Thank you.